Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Monster vs. Monster here on the D&D CR YouTube... D&D CR Exposed YouTube channel, not the YouTube Exposed. That's not my channel, that's someone else's channel. Hi everyone, this is Andrew. I'm here commentating another Monster vs. Monster battle, and up today we have Druids, or specifically an Archdruid, that I will ping over here if you can see that, versus Orcs. And the message that was given to me in my forum, which anyone can fill out by looking in the description here of the video and checking that link out, you can too influence the next Monster vs. Monster battle, but there are a lot and I only do this once a week. So, buyer beware when you submit a form. I will get to it eventually. But, so for this one, we have Archdruids versus Orcs, and the theory is that the Orcs are looking to deforest and remove the Druids. Well, they happen to come across an Archdruid by the name of Illifer. And if anyone has been watching this channel, we know who Illifer is and what he did in the past. So this is a little continuation of the exploits of Illifer, our Archdruid, in this region of the world we are in, and who knows where this is. Maybe we'll find out more if we ever come across these characters in lore and so on in maybe one of my live stream games for 1D&D that you can see on Tuesdays. So tomorrow we should be having a 1D&D episode. But anyways, let's take a look at our combatants. What do we have going on here? Well, we have our Druids, Archdruid Illifer, and two Turtle Druids by the name of Ekig and Imin. Now, these two Druids are lower levels, so they are CR2, where Illifer is CR12. Hopefully, these Turtle Druids can actually, hold up and survive for a little while. They are CR2 and primarily there for ranged damage. They don't really have much in the way of spells, but, hey, let's see what they can do. Don't the Druids get an adult green dragon friend? Maybe. We'll see if that happens, or what may or may not happen. I would like to potentially bring in an adult green dragon, but I was having some issues getting the information here like I have for the Orcs. So on the Orc side, we have ourselves two regular Orcs riding, all are riding on direwolves, and then we have our Orc War Chief, Chief Nukchin. We have Orc Dub and Orc Zul. And then we have a, what is she? She is, let's see here, Orc Claw of Luthic. This is an Orc Claw of Luthid by the name of Didu. Then we also have an Orc Blade of Ilnival. Now, if these two clans or types of Orcs aren't allowed to be together, sorry. Oh, yes, the flashy new side tokens for side questers will be seen tomorrow if we have our episode. We know, I never know until tomorrow, so we'll see what happens. And then on top of that, we have Direwolf Rebel, Direwolf Chewy, Direwolf Dash, Direwolf Avalanche, and Direwolf Bud. So we have our wolves here. And if anyone has ever tried out mounted combat, they'll know that unless the creature is intelligent, which these direwolves only have an intelligence of 7, that means they won't be able to do anything but dash, dodge, or disengage on their turn unless they're no longer being ridden. So the direwolves won't have an attack action unless the orcs get kicked off for some reason, or something else happens because druids. Yes, the Volo Orcs are here. We have at least 2 of them. So we have our Spellcaster Orc, the Orc Claw of Luthic, which is fun because once she hits half health, she goes into a rage and does more damage. And then the Zoxsteel here. Let's see here. What does he have for abilities? Multi-attack, Ilnival's command. So he's just like a super awesome orc that leads by... right in the middle there. Can also do an extra bit of damage, so his longsword's going to hit a lot harder. Has aggressive like normal, and then can also have any orcs within 120 feet when he makes this shout, use their reactions to make 1 weapon attack. So who knows what'll happen here today. Anything can happen, and I have a cat walking in front of my setup. Come on, Violet, you got to move over. Thank you. Okay, as always, cat distractions. And with that out of the way and our story so far, we have our orcs trying to deforest the area and kick out, or get rid of any kind of competition or whatnot that's going on. Now, I think the orcs are basically clerics of their deity, so I think there's no problem. Yeah, that's what I'm gathering here, Doctor. At least with the Orc Claw of Luthic. So, I know there's a couple other orcs that, have the pustules that can explode. Whatever. These are the ones I picked that fit in for a CR16 battle because I fitted around our Archdruid here of a CR12. So I wanted to make it a little more interesting than just one versus many. And we'll see how this goes. Now that we're going to start combat. And let's go ahead and roll initiative. Okay, here come the D20s, and we have a whole bunch of them. We're going to be ignoring the Wolves' D20s, or the initiative checks, because their initiative becomes the initiative of the rider. So, for instance, here, Chewie's initiative is now actually a 22 with Didu. So, that's what is going to be happening for them. So, I will be skipping over them until they become, riderless, and then they'll have their own, own abilities to do whatever they need to do. And it looks like we have Didu up first with Dub, then Illifer, Imin, Chief Nukchin, Ekig, Zul, and Zok Steel going last, which kind of surprising, but is not that bad because of the bonus action that he has to command the other orcs. So let's go ahead and start combat here with round 1. And Didu is going to start us off first. Now, as orcs be orcs, she's going to run up. Druids be like, you shall not pass. Exactly, Hair Doctor. And, while I fix something, my cat just moved. Give me a moment. There we go. Didu's going to go first. So let's zoom in here and take a look at what Didu can do as an Orc Claw of Luthik. Now, I've looked over the Orc Claw of Luthik a couple times on the channel, and they're pretty much right around where they should be at CR2, I believe, except when they go kind of aggressive. It's like they're CR1 and then they're CR3 or 4, but it averages out to, I believe, a CR2. But what we're looking at here is the spellbook. And our Orc Claw of Luthik is an older style and has a whole bunch of abilities they can do, like Guiding Bolt, or Guidance if need be. Bane could be pretty handy. Bestow Curse, Create Food and Water, not really necessary. So, we're going to go with like a Guiding Bolt on... Oh my god, cat, please pick a spot and stay there. She's running across my screen for some stupid reason. There. Okay, stay over there. We're going to start off with, I guess a Bane. Let's see what happens with Bane. So, Didu's going to rush up, spurring Chewie on. And just so I can see here, Chewie has a movement of 50 feet. So we're going to have him move up, we'll say 30 feet. Ooh, whoa, slow down. There we go. Didu moves up along with it. And that should be enough to be within range for the spellcasting ability here for Bane. Augury, is fighting this druid a good idea? If whoa, he just leaves. Oh, very true. Cat wants attention. Yes, the cat always wants attention. Okay, so let's see here. Spellcasting, and we're going to look at Bane. Bane has a range of 30 feet, so let's make sure we are within 30 feet here. Yeah, we'll have the wolf move up another... Ow, cat. Nope, you're not going to be sitting on my lap clawing my leg. Okay, there we go. All right, so let's go ahead and cast the Bane spell. If we can get on our orc here, cast a spell, first level spell. Come on, there we go. Bane. You must target before rolling. Okay. And target 3 creatures. Well, perfect. We have 3 creatures here, so we'll go ahead and target 3 creatures. Looks like they're not going to let me do that. There we go. 3 creatures all targeted. Wrong creature. Why is this having issues? Come on now. Can I do that? Oh, I can do that. Okay, cool. I didn't know I could do that. That's awesome. There we go. Let's try this again. Technical difficulties as I work out the Bane spell. Orc Claw of Luthik's target is 40 feet away and your range is only 30. Okay. Very good. We'll move up another 10 feet then. There we go. Let's try this one more time, shall we? This is a VTT, otherwise we would see a very large cat suddenly emerge from nothingness. Yeah, pretty much. Okay. There we go. Cast the spell, going in for the Bane spell, and let's see, what do we have here? Okay, so we got a couple things going on here. First, the Bane DC is a 12 charisma saving throw. Imin succeeds with a 13, Illifer fails with an 11, just missing out, and our other turtle druid, Ekig, succeeds with a 14. So only Illifer is baned. Interesting. So, let's see here. And the rules for that is that we subtract 1d4 from all saving throws and attack rolls for 1 minute. So that could be really beneficial for the orcs, as Dido just sits there laughing in her orcish laugh, like, ah ha ha. And we move on to the next orc, Dub. And Dub is over here, and Dub is going to have his wolf bud double move here and dash up to get right into combat. Okay, so let's see here. Grab both of you. And I want to go, say, 40 feet to there, 50 feet to there. Ooh, come on. There we go. And then we'll do something like 35 feet to here. So, big old rush over. Ah, we got to go right here. Okay. Did not take the orc, which is fine. And our orc comes on over as well because, you know, he's riding on top of Bud and goes in to attack Imin, which could be bad for Imin. All right, so first attack here. And Dub, as we know, for an orc, what below Dub. Oh, yes, I was just watching a couple episodes of Season 6, too. I'm a little behind on Rick and Morty. Okay, so Dub attacking Imin with the Great Axe, only gets 1 attack. Let's see what happens here as the attack is goes. So we roll base 7, total of 12 to hit Imin, and that is a miss. Great, lucky for Imin, who has an AC of 17 because turtles. That's why. Wow. Okay, that's gonna be interesting. All right, so Dub rolls in for the attack, but totally misses, and that's the end of Dub's turn. So we'll skip over Dash and go to Illifer, who is up next. And because Illifer is being baned by Dido, he's going to go ahead and take a couple attacks here. Let's see here. Bonk time for sure. We're going to go ahead and use Illifer's spectral, wildfire feature? Yes, wildfire attack. And let me double check something because I completely forgot to look at Nature's Wrath for our turtles here. And I don't think, mod, we're going to go with lightning damage because they can be lightning or whatnot. And I figured, why not? Okay, so I just got to fix those real fast. Details. Going down here for damage, and we're going to do lightning damage. Perfect, there we go. Okay, and just to show you what the spellbook is for our turtles, we have Cure Wounds, Hold Person, which could be handy. Speak with Animals, Thunderwave. Oh yeah, they do have some good spells actually. Thunderwave could be super handy right now. And a couple others there. Well, I expected something from the Druids, but this was a little something more. Cause turtles, yes, exactly. Orcs best make like a tree and leaf. They probably will be in a couple minutes here. Okay. Let me go ahead and switch to Dido as the new target, as Illifer goes in for a whole bunch of attacks with his wildfire attack. So attack number 1 of 3, mind you, and we could substitute some spellcasting if we wanted to. Attack number 1 on Dido is going to be a base 2 and a -2 for a total of 9. Misses the first attack, unfortunately. As we get in a little closer here, we can see a little spell effects going on for the Bane effect, which is really nice. I like that. Okay, attack number 2 of the wildfire, as the Bane comes in and just really defeats, or just breaks down the attack here. We have a total of, let's see here, 26 to hit, with 22 points of fire damage coming from that wildfire attack. On top of that, Dido has to make a concentration check of DC 11 for a total of succeeding with a 20. So the Bane effect is still on, and our orc is not wounded yet. So, as we may have known from previous battle tactics videos, our orcs will flee if they haven't seen any other orcs die yet. So once they're bloodied and no other orc is dead, they'll start to flee. But if any orc dies, then they're all in. Yes. Yes, thank you, Keith. I love I love Foundry, so it's a fantastic benchmark with everything going on here for a way to play this game. Okay, and for our final attack with Wildfire, Illifer is going to go in and see if he can take care of Dido and get rid of that Bane effect. Base 7, -4, total of 12, misses Dido again, unfortunately. And Illifer is going to do what? probably hold his ground for the time being. We'll see what happens next as we move on to Imin. Imin is next, and Imin is going to Thunderwave. Yeah, it's going to attempt a Thunderwave Dub and Bud, unfortunately. He doesn't want to hurt the wolf, but the wolf is being controlled at the moment by the orcs and has no real other way to go about this, unfortunately. All right, so let's clear out the targeting here just so we're safe. And Imin's going to go in for that Thunderwave spell. And our Thunderwave is hiding right here. Consume available usage. Yes. Place measured template, of course. And we're going to go ahead and hit both of them. A big old shockwave of thunder as we have a DC of 12 going on here. And Bud succeeds with a 21. Dub succeeds as well with a 14 and only deals half damage. So the creatures are only dealt 6 points of damage and unfortunately not pushed away, which was kind of what Imin was hoping to do here. At least Illifer knows how to break concentration. Very true. Very true. Okay. And that is it for Imin, who is not going to... Actually, you know what? Imin's going to risk the move, because with such high AC, they might as well. All right, let's go ahead and get rid of targeting there. And let's see here. Imin's got an AC of 17 and a movement of 17. So Dub is going to go ahead and get the attack of opportunity off with a Great Axe attack as Imin begins to move away. Reaction is used, and that's a base 17 to hit, total of 22, which does hit Imin, dealing 9 points of damage, and poor Imin, our turtle druid, takes the first point of damage for the druid side as Imin begins to scuttle away. Alright, so let's see here. Let's grab Imin, and Imin is going to move 30 feet over to here for his turn, finishing off his turn of this round. There we go, get rid of that. Okay, up next is Chief Nukchin. And let's take a look at Chief Nukchin. All right, come on over here, and let's see what Chief can do. Chief has a couple features: multi-attack, battle cry, and great axe and spear attacks. So, multi-attack for the orc makes 2 attacks with its great axe or its spear. Of course, it's going to be a great axe. And then we also have Grumpsh's Fury. The orc deals an extra 4 damage when it hits with a melee weapon attack included in the attack. So that's good to know. So if we look here, plus the 1d8, let's see here. The hit is 15 plus 1d8 damage there. And yes, all right, so it is applied in there. Perfect. Okay, Unlucky Bunk for sure. Evil Lord Gravy, hello. I will say thunder waving people off their mounts is a rad strategy. That was kind of the idea, hopefully, but unfortunately with such a low DC check, didn't go as they were hoping. Yes, Wog time for sure, Herr Doctor. Okay, Chief Nukchin is going to spur on Avalanche, who is going to rush on up into battle. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and move, let's see here, 35 feet to there. And then another 20 feet to there. So that'll be a bunch of dashing, which that's as far as the Direwolf is going to go, and Chief Nukchin is riding on top. Come on, finish the movement. There we go. And just spurs right in to attack Illifer. Alright, so targeting Illifer here. Nukchin goes in for 2 attacks against him. Okay, so let's see here. We've got ourselves the multi-attack. To be fair, only one of the rider and the mount actually has to fail. Yes, exactly. Because the mount, well, I would think if the mount failed and was pushed, the rider would go with, in theory. But if the rider was pushed off and the mount didn't, then yeah, I don't know. Well, we would have to see what happens if that actually does come up. So we have our 2 attacks with the Great Axe or the Spear, and we have the Battle Cry, which each of the war chiefs that is within 30 feet of it can hear it. That is an action. Oh yes, and not already affected by Battle Cry. Gains advantage on the attack rolls until the start of the next turn. Well, the chief is going to go in for the multi-attack, and if he hits lands a couple attacks, maybe he'll do a war cry in the next attack. So, first attack number 1 of the Great Axe. We're going to have a base 6 with a total of 12 to hit Illifer, and that misses, dealing no points of damage to Illifer, our Archdruid, and goes in for attack number 2. And we have, a natural 20 here with a total of 26 to hit, and that's going to be 22 points of damage, doubling our Orc Fury that the Chief has on top of the 2d12 for a total of 22 points of damage, and not doing a whole lot of damage to Illifer. I'm really surprised there. If Illifer survives, he should get a title like Illifer the Brown or Grey as a reference. I like that. We might have to do that. We'll see what happens here. Illifer is a strong boy, so we'll see what happens. And a svelte boy as well, as the thumbnail for this live stream could show, or attest to, for sure. Alright, so that is Chief Nukchin's turn, and he is going to end the turn there with Ekig going next. Ekig hasn't been attacked, and let's see, what does Ekig have for abilities? We have the Nature's Wrath, and we could cast a couple spells. We have 2 uses of Thunderwave, a Hold Person, which could be good, and Druidcraft and Guidance. We have Cure Wounds. I think the Hold Person may come in handy. You know what? Since these two are right next to each other, and technically Nukchin is down here, Ekig is going to move in to here and do a Thunder Wave on both of the Orcs and the dogs, or the wolves. We'll see what happens here. His excessive consumption of mushrooms has yellowed his teeth. Found it. If an effect moves your mount against its will, while you're on it, you must succeed on a DC 10 Dex save throw or fall off the mount, landing prone in a space while within 5 feet of it. Perfect, Evil Lord Gravy. Thank you. That's exactly what I figured I would do if the mount was moved. Some kind of a Dex save to stay on it. Okay, so Ekig is going to come in and Thunder Wave both of these groupings here. And let's see what happens. Okay, so let's get rid of the targeting. And we are going to go ahead and cast our Thunderwave spell. And that is going to go right here. Which, okay, just for the sake of this, I need to put him there. And I'm going to have to cast this one more time without consuming a spell slot. Because I already did it once. And let's see what happens. Okay, so we're affecting all of these. Oh, goodness. Wow. Okay, so we have our DC 12 Constitution save as a loud boom comes out from Ekig here. And Avalanche, our wolf, succeeds with an 18. Bud, our other dire wolf, succeeds with a 19. Dub fails with a 7 and just gets obliterated. And goes flying and splattering into the wall here. So I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna grab Dub, and Dub is now a part of the mountain wall. And then Chief Nuck fails as well with a 10, being dealt 10 points of thunder damage. Not bad. So Chief Nuck fails, which means he gets pushed back 10 feet. Is it? Yes, pushed 10 feet away. So technically Chief Nuck is here, and the spell was positioned right here, so he gets pushed 10 feet back, and he's now no longer riding on Avalanche or Bud. Bud and Avalanche are now both riderless, so when their turns come up, they get to do their own things, and may either attack or disengage. Who knows? Evil Lord Gravy combo! Indeed. Let's see here. I know a person that would suggest speak with animals to convince wolves to eat the orcs. This is true. And all of our druids have speak with animals. Which other person is hoping for the green dragon to swoop in? Let us hope together. Chief Nuck just falls onto the other warg. That would be kind of funny, but due to the angles and whatnot, I've had Chief Nuck come flying out, and I'm going to say he's technically prone on the ground at the moment. So we're going to go ahead and give Chief Nuck here the prone condition. Alright, so let me go ahead and get our added convenience here. And do I have a quick prone? No, I don't. So we're just going to go ahead and give Chief Nuck prone as he gets thrown off of the wolf. And that will end Ekig's turn as he moves. Let's see, he moved 10 feet in. He's going to move another, let's say 10 feet back. If I can get him. No. I see why he's not moving. Here we go. We'll have him move 10 more feet back, and that will be the end of his turn. Maybe if all the orcs are killed, the druids can talk the wargs down? Probably Evil Lord Gravy. Considering that they're druids, you know, they don't want to kill animals, you know, it's just kind of casualties or collateral damage, as they might say. Okay, Ekig's turn's done. Let's see here. Where's Rebel hanging out? Rebel's down here on another orc, so he can't do anything at the moment. We're going to skip over Chewy, who is up here being ridden by Didu. And that brings us back to Zul, our other orc. Now, we have a dead orc, which means the orcs are going to be more ferocious and fight to the death. And yeah, so now they're fighting to the death. We're going to go ahead and move Rebel up Let's see here. Rebel is going to move 50 feet to here. So that's going to be the first movement. And it's going to move another... Yeah, well, let's see here. Who did the smashing? That was Ekig who did that. So he's probably going to go... All right, let's see here. So he went to there. Yeah, he's going to rush all the way up and go after Ekig. Since, you know, he smushed his buddy. So our orc is going to come over to here. Come on. My computer's having a bit of a problem. Where is your nameplate? Why are you not there? There we go. Perfect. Zul is going in for the attack and targeting Ekig. All right. Great axe attack. And we have a base 14 to hit with a total of 19, which does hit our turtle druid for a total of 10 points of damage. And Ekig is luckily not wounded just yet, but we'll see what happens. Let's see here. Yes, that is possible, you know. Yes. To be honest, druids should rarely care about animals, trees, unless they have spiritual value, in my opinion. Yeah, I could see that. I could see that. Okay. So that's Zul's turn. Zul goes charging in to, you know, vengeance for Dub. And he's like, Dub, no! And comes charging on Wolfback. And the Wolf's like, you know, padding along. And next we have Zoc Steel. Our, what is he? Orc Blade of Ilnival. So we have a Javelin, we have a Longsword, multi-attack, and Ilnival's Command, which is an action. And let's see here. Is it worthwhile doing that? Technically, no. We only have the one. So we're going to have Dash come charging in. And we're going to go to 50 feet there. And then let's see here. Probably hop around. Let's see. Yeah, he can easily get up to there and comes charging in. Let's just put him over here. And goes in to attack Illifer. Yeah, let's see here. Yes, animals kill one another all the time. Giving them special treatment is defeating the point. Well, this is true. We'll see what happens. All right. Illifer being attacked. Let's go ahead and switch our targets like this. Okay. And then Zoc Steel. Zoc Steel has a multi-attack. And no bonus actions. We got the aggressive. Okay, so that's it for the bonus actions. All right, multi-attack. We have 2 melee attacks with the longsword or 2 ranged attacks with its javelin. If Ilnival's command is available to use, the orc can use it after these attacks. Okay, so we do have that, which is good. All right, so we will take a look at that in a moment and go in for our 2 longsword attacks against Illifer. Slash number 1, base 15 to hit as we watch the longsword swing go into play. Total of 20 for dealing 16 points of slashing damage, and Illifer is still holding out pretty strong. Second attack here, we have a base 11, total of 16, misses. Nope, does. It hits Illifer. Illifer has an AC of 14 and deals 11 more points of damage. And because we have the ability to also do it, Zoc goes in for the Ilnival's Command. Up to 3 allied orcs with 120 feet. The orc can hear it, can use the reaction to each make 1 weapon attack. He's not going to do it because the only one he has within melee range is Zul, and it's kind of pointless at the moment. So we're going to hold off onto that. All right, let me push these guys back here so they're where they should be, riding on top of the orcs, or riding on top of the direwolves. The direwolves are riding the orcs, yes. And that will, let's see here. Then we go to Bud. Now, Bud is kind of pissed off. He got hit with some, you know, a thunder wave and is going to rush on over to attack. So, yeah, he's just going to come on, kind of move on up and make an attack against Illifer as well and go in for a bite attack. And he can only do 1 bite, so that's what he's going to do. Illifer comes in for the bite and horribly misses with a base 2, total of 7. Definitely doesn't hit Illifer at all as he tries to chomp and, you know, get some vengeance. There's a reason you had to be neutral to be a druid. Very true, very true. Let's balance if the druids can't talk down half of the opposing forces. Probably. That is not the image I wanted to see. Okay, so Bud goes in for the bite and misses, unfortunately, and that's the end of round 1. As we go into the top of round 2, we start off with Didu, who is still maintaining concentration on the attack. Isn't bloodied yet, so she's going to continue attacking. And she's going to pivot. Actually, she sees Imin over here running, and no one's attacking Imin, so she's going to go ahead and start attacking Imin and go in with a guiding bolt attack. So sticking where she's at, she goes in for guiding bolt. And let's switch attacks properly. There we go. I always forget to switch back. And we're going to cast our spells. First level spell, guiding bolt. Here we go. We're not going to bother upcasting. We're going to leave it where it's at and cast our spell. Okay, so we have a base 16, total of, oh, watch the spell graphics. There we go. Bam! And hits Imin for a total of 20 on the attack roll, dealing 13 points of radiant damage. And now Imin is affected by the guiding bolt's advantage for the next attack that hits him, and is unfortunately bloodied as well. So that is Didu's turn, as all she could do is cast the one spell and is hanging back for the time being, trying to get vengeance for Dub. And we move on to Dub, who is, splattered against the wall, and move on past, let's see here, Dash. Where's Dash hiding? Dash is being ridden, so Dash doesn't do anything besides dodge, disengage, or dash? Yes. And Dash will, let's see here, Dash will take the dodge action, since, being ridden. And this is why I don't really do, yeah, that's the problem there. Okay, so we'll leave that as it is. Come on, get up there. There we go. And then, what do we have? Dash is taking the disengage action, and Illifer is up next. So, Illifer is being swarmed. Let's see, what do we have for spells? We have Commune with, I think that's animals, Mass Cure Wounds, Animal Messenger, Dominate Beast, Fairy Fire, Tree Shride, Beast Sense, Entangle, and Speak with Animals. At this point, Entangle could be pretty handy. Big AoE centered on himself. That's very true. That's why I'm thinking like Entangled, possibly, or Fairy Fire. Entangled could be pretty helpful, keeping the wolves at bay. Let's see here. What does the crowd think? What should we do here for a spell? Because when I get to these, I'm like, I don't know. We don't have too many good options besides Fairy Fire or Entangle. Let's see here. Time for a Massive Blast. If any spells would allow so, not too familiar with the spells Illifer has. Well, the only thing that Illifer really has, because this is a Monsters of the Multiverse version, is Wildfire. That's the big ranged attack spell. But we also have the Staff, which does a whole bunch of damage as well for close. Or we could do Entangle or Fairy Fire. No. Illifer, the Archdruid, doesn't have summons in this version, surprisingly enough. So, and no AoE damaging spells either. But we could, yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Entangle. 20-foot square. Okay. Because we could, what could we entangle? We could entangle these, or entangle himself as well, and get right on up in here. Yes, okay. Dominate Beast, targeting a warg, have it run away with the rider still mounted. That would be pretty good too. Multi-attack with the staff would be a good idea, because we do get three attacks off with that. We got 2 for Entangle, and we got 1 for multi-attack with the staff. Or dominate a mounted wolf. That would be pretty fun to get rid of either, yeah, actually to get rid of Dash or Chewie, because Didu's already like almost wounded. Zoc hasn't been hit yet. We could try and do that. Dominate does sound fun. No saves. No save sticker. Let's see here. Let's see. Where are you hiding? Dominate Beast. Beast Sense. Speak with Animals. Dominate Beast. There we go. 1 creature, 60 feet. And it would be, what, a wisdom saving throw or be charmed for the duration? And let's see here. Where's Dash in the line? Oh, Dash just went. Kind of, it's not the greatest. All right, you know what? Let's just go with the big old beat stick. I think that's going to be the best bet. Although he does have the disadvantage slightly. Let's see what happens. He's doing okay so far. Let's just go with the attack and see about hitting and defeating Zoc here. Okay. Let's see here. So we're going to have Zoc attacked. And we're going to go for the staff attack. Oh, jeez. First attack is a complete miss. He could well, no, he couldn't upcast because he has the These are all just base spells. They're basically innate spell casting, so he doesn't have a spell book like the other ones used to. Yeah, it's bonk time. Attack number 2 on Zoc Steel. The first one was a bad hit. Oh, man. Ilfur is having trouble. So let's see here. So that's a third miss, unfortunately, with a total of 11 to hit Zoc Steel. Doesn't do very well. And going for one more attack. He's having all these monsters around him is not doing so hot. Even with the, that Bane is really, really doing work on Ilfur. 3 misses. Ooh, not looking so hot at all. Okay, it was worth the risk because, 3 attacks were pretty worthwhile. But unfortunately, Ilfur can't do much with that Bane effect that's going on currently. And that is Ilfur's turn. He's just going to he could risk 3 attacks of opportunity, but that's not really worthwhile. All right. Avalanche. Where's Avalanche? Avalanche is here, and Avalanche is knocked off, got hit. He's also going to take an attack. Going after Ilfur and the bite. So let's go ahead and make that bite attack against Ilfur. A base 11, total of 16 hits Ilfur for 11 points of damage, and Ilfur takes even more damage as he's being surrounded. Ilfur of the brown pants, for sure. Her Bane remains brutal at later stages of play as well, for sure. Okay, so that's Avalanche's turn as he gets a good bite in against Ilfur. Imin is hiding over here and has the attack on him. So let's see here. Imin is going to move over here 20 feet. We'll go another 5 feet to here, and is going to target Didu, who is concentrating on that spell on Ilfur, trying to help out a little bit. So let's see, what is our range? We are 40 feet away. Imin has an attack of, let's see here, what is the attack? 90 feet, perfect. So we can totally do this attack, trying to break the concentration on Didu. So we're going to target Didu, and go in for the Nature's Wrath attack, a lightning. Isn't Ilfur prone after the bite? Let's see here. Oh, yes, he is. He is prone now. Thank you. I totally forgot that part because of the bite attack. Yes, he fails the strength saving throw and falls prone. Okay, so we will take a moment here and give him the prone condition. Okay, so Ilfur is now prone because he fell in his butt from the bite attack, and that's not good news for him at all. Okay, let's switch back to Didu, who's going to be hit by the Turtle's Nature's Wrath attack. And we're going with a base 6, total of 10, and unfortunately the Nature's Wrath attack totally zips by Didu and does no damage whatsoever. And Imin is going to take 5 more feet to move back and end this turn. Alright, up next is Chief Nukchin, who is sadly fallen prone, spends half his movement to get up. So we'll go ahead and get rid of the prone effect. And then uses the other half to mount Avalanche. So we're going to put this right back onto here. Gets back onto Avalanche, finishing his move because that's the other half of his movement. And then goes in to attack Ilfur, who is prone on the ground. Not looking so hot. All right, so Chief Nuck, let's see, what do we got for abilities real quick? We have the Battle Cry, but he's prone, so we're not going to worry about the Battle Cry. It's kind of pointless. And Grumptious Fury, which, yes, we know is on there. Okay, so 2 Great X attacks at advantage. Okay. Attack number 1. Natural 20. We have a total of 26, and Ilfur is wounded, being dealt 21 points of damage. Let's see here. Shouldn't have said that. I voted Team Druid. You're being fair, Evil Lord Gravy. You're being fair. If Ilfur is killed by wolves, it'd be sweet irony. It really would be. Chief Nuck goes in for a second attack here as Ilfur is prone on the ground. Base 15 to hit, 21 total to the attack roll, and 17 more points of damage as Ilfur is bloodied and not looking so hot. Not looking so hot whatsoever. Okay. My guy just vaulted over a wolf to deliver the smackdown. He really did. Oh, man. That ends Chief Nukchin's turn as we move on to Ekig, who is over here. So, what is Ekig going to do? What can Ekig do to try and help out? Ekig is going to move 5 feet there, move another 5 feet here, sees Ilfur on the ground. Actually, no. We're gonna back that up. We're gonna have him go here, and he's gonna move to here and to here, and is going to use an action to heal Illifer. And he's gonna use that Cure Wounds spell, trying to help out as much as possible. So yes, we're gonna go ahead and cast the spell. We're gonna heal for max healing on that, and heals Illifer for 10 points of healing. Very nice. All right, and Illifer is up to 16 and is going to finish the move over to here, backing up just a little bit and not provoking any attacks of opportunity, and that will be the end of Ekig's turn, unfortunately. Up next we have Rebel. Rebel is over here. Rebel is just going to go on the dodge action because, you know, being mounted. And then Chewie is down here. Chewie's going to do the same thing since they're not moving. What do we got? What did I do? Oh, come on now. All right, get rid of the targeting. Let's take a look at Chewie. And Chewie's going to go on the dodge. There we go. All right, perfect. My God, let's see here. Slaps a band-aid on the battered druid lying on the floor in a daze. Pretty much indeed. Zul, let's see here. Zul is going to continue attacking Ekig. And, yeah, goes in for the attack. Even though he could attack Illifer on the ground, he's kind of focused on Ekig at the moment. So, we're going to do that and make a Great Axe attack against Ekig, who, you know, just healed the Archdruid, and he's not too happy about that. So, Great Axe attack on Ekig for a base 18, total of 23 to hit. That is 9 plus 3 for a total of 12 points of damage, and our poor turtle is bloodied now, unfortunately. All right, so that is going to be Zul's turn. Then we go to Zoc Steel. Zoc Steel is going to take advantage against Illifer, who is on the ground, and go in for 3 more attacks as well. We could have him do the... Oh, yeah, he'll end up doing that, too. So, yeah, this is not looking so hot for our druids. Okay. So, Illifer. Prone on the ground. We're going to target Illifer. And let's see what happens. To quote one of my players, I think we should run. Can I use my action to get out of here? Yeah, the druids definitely need to run. They definitely need to run. But they're kind of surrounded at the moment. So we'll see what happens as we do. Okay. Zoc. Zoc is going in for the attacks. Let's see here. First, we got to target Illifer properly. And then we're going to go in for 2 longsword attacks. First attack, since Illifer is prone, is going to be a base 12, total of 17 to hit, and deals 12 more points of damage, totally negating the healing that Ekig had done, and then goes in for a second longsword swing. And that's going to be, base 20, another critical for our orcs, dealing 18 points of damage, and Illifer is on death's door, unfortunately. Okay, so then, let's see here. That is Zoc's turn. Zoc is going to then use the feature of Ilnival's command. We're going to go ahead and use that. And let's see here. Up to 3 allied orcs within 120 feet are going to make 1 weapon attack. So, Zul is going to make an attack against Ekig as a reaction. Let's see here. Reaction Great Axe attack. Base 19, total of 24 to hit, and we have a total of 9 more points of damage on Ekig, who is in the critical condition. My God, these orcs are doing work today. I am really, really shocked. I thought this was going to turn out completely differently. Okay, there's the reaction for there, and then we move on to Chief Nukchin, who is going to take his reaction as well against Illifer. And goes in for the reaction attack. Base 10, total of 16 to hit, and does hit Illifer for 13 points of damage. Alright. So then, what are we going to do here? What's next? Bud is up next, and Bud is going to also take an action to attack. Let's see here, just real quick, was it only orcs? Up to 3 allied orcs. Yes, only orcs. Okay, so that's it for that. And then we have Bud, who is also going to take a chomp against Illifer, since Illifer is still on the ground. Yeah, Avery Goodwins. If Illifer survives, that's probably what he's going to end up doing. If he can survive long enough to do so. Okay. Bud goes in for the attack. And let's see here. Bud, go ahead and bite down on Illifer. Let's see here. Base 6. Oh, base 13. Total of 18. Does hit for 8 more points of damage. And, yeah, doesn't really matter. Fails the prone condition, and Illifer is still on the ground. That doesn't really make much difference, because Illifer hasn't gotten up yet. He's just being trounced on hard. This is a less of a fight and more of a Persona 5 all-out attack. Pretty much. Okay. Let's see here. So that ends round 2. We're only at the end of round 2 here, and starting round 3 as we go back to Didu, who is going to take another guiding bolt attack against Imin, who's over there trying to disrupt her actions. Okay, so we're going to switch our targeting at the top of round 3 here to Imin, and Didu is going to use guiding bolt once again. Okay. And we're not going to worry about spell slots, and we should roll at advantage for this casting. We do, and we have a base 18 to hit, total of 22 on the attack roll, and 15 points of damage as Imin is just splattered with radiant damage from Luthic. Yes, from Luthic, because she's an Orc Claw of Luthic. So Luthic's guidance comes in and splatters the Turtle Druid, unfortunately, into the ground. And Didu just laughs, with just so much orc bravado and guttural, cacklings as she stands there and begins. We'll just say she hangs out there for now. Let's see. Actually, the player was playing a ranger fighter, realizing the fight was not going in their favor and wanted to dash away. And this was a good demonstration of action economy. Yeah, it really is. Okay. So that is Didu's turn, who just sits there. Dub is splattered and dead. We have Dash, who is still going to hang out with the dodge action since they're not moving anywhere. And technically would go with Zoc, but yeah, whatever. We'll just leave it as it is. I'm not going to worry about doing that. All right, Illifer. Illifer has survived. Let's take a look at what Illifer can do for features. We do have the action to change shape, which is a bonus action. And, yeah. So, here's what's going to happen. Illifer is going to change shape. And what we can do here, made a new sticker, just has to remove the fake PNG layer. Okay, cool, thank you. It can change shape into an elemental. Let's see here. Transform into a beast or elemental with a CR of 6 or less. Now, if I take a look quick on my side here, of my side resource, we're going to take a look at elementals. And more than likely, Illifer is going to change into a wind elemental. Elemental. Oh, let's see here. Air elemental. There we go. Yes. Air elementals are CR5 as I look on my side resource. So, because I wasn't able to pull up and get the air elementals ready, what we're going to do here is, as a bonus action, he changes shape. So we're going to go ahead and use that. So, Illifer turns into a wind elemental and doesn't do any kind of whirlwind or anything. But what he does is, seeing that Imin has died, disengages and then moves over and grabs Ekig. We're going to say grabs loosely here, kind of consumes Ekig, and flies away with the disengage action. And unfortunately, has to leave their base, because as you can see here, we have a cave, and this is the Archdruid's lair, and flies away to come back and hopefully take their home again some other point. But at least Illifer is able to save Ekig from a grisly orc death. And we end the combat here in the middle of round 3 as Illifer retreats, saving one of his turtle druids, and the orcs have been victorious in this battle. He had to GTFO for sure. Run around and hug all of them. I really wanted to do the hug, but with how dead these two are, they're fleeing. They're fleeing the lair, the Archdruid's lair, and unfortunately leaving behind whatever goodies the orcs find in here. Fire Elemental would have been fun to burn it all, but here's the thing about Wild Shape, or Change Shape. The new form's attacks count as magical, or blah blah blah. While in the new form, the Archdruid stat block is replaced by the stat block of that form, except the Archdruid keeps its current hit points, its hit point maximum, and this bonus action. So, becoming an Air Elemental, or Fire Elemental, or any Elemental doesn't give them a buffer of hit points. Only player Druids get that ability to get fresh hit points, which is really bizarre. So this was an escape. This was like like Herr Doctor said, GTFO. They had to get out of here and saved at least one of the Druids' lives. So the Orcs have been victorious. Let's go ahead and end the poll here and take a look at the results. So we had 62% said the Archdruids and friends would win. The 25% of you said the Orc boys would win, and 12% went with the adult green dragon coming out of nowhere to steal the win. Sadly, we had no adult dragon. I really was considering bringing in an adult green dragon, but, didn't happen because I was having some weird slowdown issues. And, 25% that suggested the Orc boys would win. You guys are victorious here today. Pat yourselves on the back. You successfully figured out who was winning this battle of Monster vs. Monster here on the D&D CR Exposed YouTube channel. Don't worry, they'll come back with a dragon. That's probably correct, Herr Doctor. Still, this is interesting. This fight could have probably gone very differently if Illifer had acted differently. This is true. Very true. The real power lies in conjure animals, except it is now gone. Yes, unfortunately, our Archdruid did not have conjure animals, sadly. One of these days, we need a full-on three-way duel. Yeah, that would be really interesting to see what happens. Avery, tragic. Very, indeed, tragic. So, to get rid of the business here, names were, for the business, we have, Foundry, the VTT of choice. I love Foundry. Been using it ever since I moved from Roll20s. I really suggest anyone who can spend the $50 for this software to totally get it. It is worthwhile. So worthwhile. It beats having the Roll20 subscription. If I could get away from more subscriptions, I totally would. The battle map is by Neutral Party. You can get their maps at Neutral Party on Patreon. I am a backer. I don't have, there's no affiliations here, so I just use the products. I love them. And the names were created by fantasynamegenerator.com. Again, no affiliations. I just really enjoy using these. And if anyone wants to use them, you can check the description in for the links below, and you can get led right there. And yes, so let's see here. Real quick, we could potentially, I was going to, I don't have it up. I wanted to give a sneak peek as to what might be for next week's, but unfortunately I don't have that. You could check the comments later. I'll throw a comment into what will be for next week's adventures. And if you can meet me back here tomorrow, we'll be doing our live D&D, our live stream of the 1D&D Adventures of the Ever Side Questers, continuing their adventures of the Bonnie Bard quest and seeing where they go, since they've found a hut with a musical instrument and some other items. So yes, if you could come back tomorrow for that other live stream, I would appreciate it, and you'll have a lot of fun as we play 1D&D live with all the playtest packets that are currently going on. Let's see here. I shall keep coming here each week to see the day the third party swoops in. They definitely, Keith, definitely it will happen at some point. Demons, Devils, and Yugoloths. Ooh, that could be fun. There was a plan for a 4-team, all elemental battle, but it takes too long, much time, I suppose. Yeah, it's a bit consuming. As we can see here, this small battle took almost an hour. Yeah, that makes sense. That'd be fun to watch, but a massive hassle to run. Yeah, I can run big battles. It's just it takes a lot of time, and I know a lot of people that watch my channel, especially live or over in Europe, and it's rather late right now. Let's see here. Herr Doctor, isn't it supposed to be a hell of a beatdown? Yes. Okay, so thank you all again so much for joining me live. That if you did, Herr Doctor, Keith, Evil Lord Gravy, Avery Goodwind, who else? I think that's it for tonight. Thank you all so much for joining me. I super appreciate it. Evil Lord Gravy, got you, Keith. Yes, you guys are awesome. And if you've watched this video later on as a video on demand, thank you so much for watching to the end. I super appreciate it. It helps the channel out immensely. And yeah, I appreciate it all. So, this is me, as always, asking the question, are your encounters even rated? Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all tomorrow, maybe. Have a good night, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Thank you so much. See you all later.